back in 2018, there was some backlash with Diablo Immortal being announced at BlizzCon 2018. Now, there's a good reason why, because a lot of people found out that Diablo Immortal was going to be released as you guessed it, well, as a phone app game. A lot of people resented the idea, didn't like the idea, but yet Blizzard didn't care. They just released it anyways 4 years later. Now, keep this in mind. A lot of game journalists defended this, including Pat, the NES punk, defended this because of the fact he didn't like that people were making fun of this. And of course, years later, we find out it was launched. And guess what happened? A lot of people talked about it being this great game that it is, but at the same time charging you about, let's put it this way, it's that bad. Like, people didn't like it, and it had the lowest rating. Like, the critics loved it, but the fans hated it because of the fact that it had microtransactions, and people weren't really big fans of the microtransactions. And it's no surprise there because of the fact that people didn't like the idea of paying to win, pay to win. And I really felt the same way as everyone else. I was like, you know what? Although people say this is a fun game, but at the same time, they just didn't like the idea of microtransactions. Considering that this franchise has been around for a long time, since the 90s, since the 1990s, keep this in mind, a lot of people weren't happy with the idea of this franchise being a pay-to-win game because of its popularity as a PC game that you can dungeon grind and you just pay one-time cost of $30 and then you play it. I know most people probably paid more than that, but I paid probably around $30 for the game back in the days. And I remember playing this, and I actually did enjoy it. And then I played the sequel, then the expansions, and I know that people talked about the Hell expansion. But as far as I know, the Hellfire expansion, I couldn't find that game, even if I tried to, the expansion for it. But as far as I know, people are probably excited for the sequel of Diablo Immortal. But at the same time, we're kind of unhappy on the fact that this is going to be a phone app game, and the fact that it's going to have a lot of microtransactions. And that was the argument that people were making. But of course, game journalists had to come up with the theory, a conspiracy theory, that it was toxic masculinity. Oh my God, these people are terrible. Yes, people were terrible because they disliked the idea of a game being a microtransaction-y game that is what it is. But yet, game journalists choose to ignore that issue and try to blame it on the audience. When people, rightfully so, criticize this issue, including Pat, who basically criticized defending the issue. And of course, I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, but here's the thing. I'm just going to go ahead and address. A lot of people like the game, but a lot of people dislike it for what it is. I know that this is kind of the issue that people had with it, and I get it, but here's the thing. No one asked for this. No one wanted this to happen, but unfortunately this happened because, well, people wanted their game fixed, and of course it cost, let's put it this way, to get, like, some guy managed to spend over $10,000 without getting any 5-star legendary gems. No joke. This guy live streamed this, according to Game Rant. And this is no surprise that this happened. And according to someone, a New Zealand-based streamer recently headlined has spent nearly $4,000 in Diablo Immortal without getting a single 5-star legendary gem. The way the game works is to upgrade your items, you have to put gems into these things to get better items. And of course, you know, people have been spending a lot of money on this game. And of course, you know, there's some people that are quitting this game because of the fact that there's no point anymore playing this. And a lot of people had high hopes for Diablo 4, but thanks to this game, a lot of people are not happy and possibly won't be playing Diablo 4 in the near future if they continue with the idea of microtransactions. So anyways, leave your thoughts down below and tell me what you guys think of this, because I have to go. You guys take care. And also, Pat the NES Punk, you owe us an apology, bitch. So I'm out of here. Peace. Because this is ridiculous.